Fasten your seatbelt.
Here comes the ready and
Yo, dog, we heard you like to while you, so we put some inside your so that you can while you're booming, dog. Boom.
What?
Huh? I said boom.
Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom.
DogsDie, Yoshi, and Smelly.
Big red barrel
DogsDie,
boom.
Yoshi, and Smelly.
Big red barrel boom. Big red barrel boom.
Welcome back. It's episode 2 of the BigRedBarel Boom show.
No show.
No.
Dang it. It's really hard. You're right.
It's not a
hard
show.
It's not a show or a pod, nothing. But we're here. We're here and we're back. Thank you so much for joining us again out of there in the iTunes. We were excited to see that we were one of the top 25, not just video game podcasts, but game and hobby podcasts. Woo! Last week.
You beat out Chess Weekly or something? Or
Yeah, we beat out
Bird and Balmer's today or something.
Yeah. Exactly.
Other important hobbies.
CatanLobbyists.com. We beat them out. But anyway, we have
wheat for ore dot podcast. What?
Is .podcast a domain now? Anyway,
Boom.
we'd like to welcome all of our hosts here tonight. I'm going to throw it out to my big bro, Smelly Pirate Hooker out there in Georgia. Introduce yourself.
What is what, guys? I am 4 years older than DogsDie, and he deferred to me for a moment. It's good. It's good to be here. I like the show. I like the brother and the friend. Good friends and good family members just discussing. And
We have in California a teacher. Not just of students, but of men. Yoshifett.
oh,
Well, I didn't know I taught men, but I mean, I didn't know you knew about that, is what I mean. But yeah, I'm here. I'm Yoshifett. I'm in California. I'm a teacher. I'm a liberal, hipster, douchebag. You know, the typical things we say about me are still true this week. Also, I was messing around with some apps today on my Droid phone, which is quite old school now because it's like 6
Nice.
months old or something, I think. So it's
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow.
But I was able to find a couple of apps that emit a very high frequency that's only audible to teenagers and dogs. And it was kind of fun because my dog's kind of a pain in the butt. He barks a lot. And so I just clicked the frequency and he became this docile little creature who'd just come over next to me and curl up and forget that he was trying to be a mean, tough guy. And maybe it'll work the same on my students. We'll see. Actually,
Whoa,
we won't, technically. Just so everyone knows that I'm not going to do that to my students. Because I can't hear it. My ears are too damaged from years of listening to the devil's music. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that makes me think, Yoshi. We should re-record like a G6 in the frequency that's only audible to teenagers and dogs.
there's so many songs you could say that about.
Yeah.
And, or just take every song. I wish I had like superpowers over YouTube or something, so I could just take every song that I don't like and put that frequency over it.
Yeah, that would be
just
great.
so every time a teenager wanted to listen to it, they had to hear that frequency too. Oh, this is great. Let's just hate on our main audience source, as was so eloquently put in that 1-star review later. We don't want to hate. Hating is bad.
We actually, in between the time we recorded this and released the episode, we actually did produce the Like a G6 in that super high frequency, and Dave has been kind enough to put it in here. Enjoy it very much. Dave, put in like 5 minutes of silence right now.
but not really.
And I'm DogsDie on Hot Cars. No, don't really do that. For my introduction, I have a special treat, hopefully for someone more than myself. But in front of me, I am holding a pack of 1988 Topps baseball cards.
Yes.
Oh.
My wife and I guess our kids are coming too. We're moving out of our home in just about a month. So I was going through some stuff. I found a lot of baseball cards. The reason why I chose to open this on the air is because it has bubble gum.
Yes.
And wait, 88?
Are those the ones that have the big block letter name of the team across the top?
We'll see.
Are we saying 88? Is that what you're saying?
1988, yes.
So we could see an Oral Hershiser in
Come
here.
on.
We could see an Oral Hershiser in
We
here.
could see a Kirk Gibson.
Now, the whole deal I wanted to do this is so that I could eat this 24-year-old gum on air.
You're going to lacerate your gum.
I probably am going to destroy myself. But ready? Here we go. I'm going to put this 24-year-old gum in my mouth.
I love this.
Oh,
my gosh.
it's powder.
It's gonna be chalk immediately. I was just gonna say, gum turns to powder. It just turns to powder, and
It is almost gone because it's complete powder.
it turns into cancer powder immediately. I think.
It tastes exactly like it did back in
That's
1988.
awesome.
So my memory tells me.
I enjoyed that.
Okay, guys.
It was totally
Here we go.
worth
This is what we got. We got Mike Greenwell.
it. Whatever.
We got second card, Fernando Valenzuela.
Oh my gosh! No, we did not.
How do you like that?
I like them apples.
Fernando
Oh,
Valenzuela.
that's how could we? There's.
Go Dodgers!
That's amazing that you got Fernando.
I don't think that's going to be beat. I'm looking through.
That's gonna be the crown jewel.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very appropriate, everybody. We have the Mets team leaders on here, and the recently passed away Gary Carter is on the card.
Yeah, that's
Gary
too bad.
Carter.
He was fondly remembered by all.
He was. That card skyrocketed in value from 2 cents to 6 cents this week.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it tastes like liquid herpes right in my mouth right now. It is disgusting.
It's interesting that you know what that taste would be.
Yeah.
It's
It's a subtle difference from powder herpes.
They sell it at Walgreens pharmacies. Future Stars Al Leiter? Yeah.
yeah, he lit it up.
And it looks like we got a little pot. Definitely Fernando Valenzuela was the.
I wish there was like a baby picture of Clayton Kershaw or something. No, it would have been like pre-baby picture of Clayton Kershaw.
That is
It would have just been a sperm cell with a little Dodgers cap on, throwing a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
DogsDie, you need to take a picture of that and post it on the show thread. Valenzuela.
Will do. Fernando Valenzuela. That's the
Or
one.
take a screen cap of this right now.
He's a good-looking man.
I'll take a snippet right now. Well, there you have it, guys. There's our very random intro, but guarantee you the rest of the episode is very, very video game centric. We're going to hit the Mass Effect 3 demo up. That, arbitrarily speaking, and other things you don't know what we're talking about on episode 2 of The Boom. All right, Yoshi. Word of the week time.
Word of the week. Aglet.
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 Isn't that,
Nope.
I always guess wrong.
If you know what it is, shut your face. Just
I'm pretty sure that's Winnie the Pooh's best friend
no, you're
that
thinking.
likes...
You're thinking of Tigger.
Oh,
Yeah, easily.
You're thinking of You're thinking of Eeyore, who's synonymous with lugubrious.
fair enough.
For long-time listeners, that's a hard joke to encapsulate.
That
but,
is.
yeah.
Strong inside joke there.
But by the way, Aglet, if you happen to watch a lot of Phineas and Ferb, you probably already know what this is.
Really?
Oh, I do, but I don't.
They had a
My
whole
kids love
episode
that
about aglets. So
Is it? So it's a noun.
it's a noun, and it's a noun you don't need to know, which Candace points out, older sister of Phineas or Ferb. Not really directly related to Ferb, whatever. But yeah, it's a big episode. It was one of their big, I know what we're going to do today, Ferb, and that was what they did. They talked about aglets.
I'm so confused. Can we do for the bonus content that we don't have, can we do the genealogy of Phineas and Ferb? Because I'm pretty confused as to who's who. And
Oh, yeah, I can help you out. I'm
We'll
an
do that.
expert on
We'll
that
do
show.
that.
appreciate it.
All right, so we have Aglet. What you doing? And Smelly, can you teach us some thug?
Yeah, this is a thug speak that I heard in the wild today. One that many of you probably know, but
Wow, no church in the wild, dog.
there's no church in the wild, but there's thug speak. What I heard today, I heard a girl say, "You got mad jokes." And so now we know you got jokes, but it's the, what is it? An ad? What's mad, Yosh?
Well, if it's modifying jokes, it's got to be an adjective because it's modifying a noun.
Yeah.
Jokes.
So many is an adjective also?
Yes, I have many jokes. Yes, that would be an adjective. It's a shoot. I can't remember the name of it, so just move on.
Boring adjective.
It's an irrelevant to a podcast adjective.
the word the is an adjective. The word a and an are both adjectives.
No, I don't like that one bit.
Yeah, doesn't that bother you?
So mad jokes, huh, Smelly?
Yeah, mad jokes. So mad is a word that you use to describe. You can replace many with mad. I got mad jokes. DogsDie got mad liquid herpes in his mouth.
Fair enough.
That's there it is. So mad. Good times.
All right, so we got Mad. This week I want to do a Virgin Speak of the Week, otherwise known as the MMO Speak of the Week.
We should.
Are we going to do this where I will tell you what it means straight up, or no?
I don't. It doesn't.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can guess, and then I'll let you know.
Yeah, that would be
Anyway.
more fun if we just guess right away and are totally wrong, and we can flow on that. Flow.
Let's guess. Let's start by guessing if he'll tell us what it means.
Okay, that'd be fun. A lot of guessing. Well, our MMO Speak this week is aggro.
Aggro.
Yoshi, any ideas what aggro might mean?
Very aggressive and angry.
Okay.
Okay, that's close.
I have a guess.
Ish. Yeah, Smelly.
It is an Aglet's thuggish hairdo from the 70s.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there were a lot of MMOs in the 70s, mostly Vietnam-based.
You cannot drink, ye flask. Or something.
The door to Studio 56 is locked.
Mark Wahlberg's penis is large.
You must...
It's locked too. It's locked.
All right. So there you have it. We have aggro, which I guess I'll just wait for later to tell you what aggro means.
I love
Aglet
it. Aglet.
and
Aggro.
mad jokes. That's what we got. Now, 14 minutes into the show, we're going to move on to our first video game topic of the week, and that is the Mass Effect 3 demo. Smelly and I, correct me if I'm wrong, Smelly, you got to play it a little bit, right?
You are wrong.
Sweet.
Thanks for the opportunity to correct you.
Oh, DogsDie monologue time.
Oh, great. There are no clerics in Mass Effect 3.
No preemptive joke killing. Just let it happen naturally.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yoshi didn't play it. He could have, but why didn't you play it, Yoshi? Go ahead and tell me why.
Well, as a lot of people know who listen to this podcast, I don't have any beliefs about important things. So I turn things that shouldn't be important into important things so I can have beliefs. And one of my beliefs is that I don't want to play Mass Effect 3 before it comes out because I feel strongly like that would be opening my Christmas presents early, so to speak. I don't want to play Mass Effect 3 until I can sit down and play it as long as I want. I don't want to play the intro level, the first whatever they show me, and then be cut off. I want to have a pure, beautiful, blissful, transcendent experience with Mass Effect 3. And so I would say on religious grounds, I'm not going to play Mass Effect 3 until it's properly released.
That's cute. That's like your little pagan version of the law of chastity.
Right, exactly. Like I will not f*** Mass Effect 3.
I didn't break the street date on my wife, for the record.
I'm sorry. I had every once in a while, you know. I mean, it's not like you guys don't hear that other places, and I know you don't expect it from me, so it's kind of funnier.
Yeah.
I took the shrink wrap off of your wife, Smelly, but I didn't end up getting to play it.
Shut the hell up.
He fiddled with that, like the plastic that keeps it, the stickers, you know.
I could not figure it out.
Oh,
I could not figure
He
it
just
out.
like pawed away at it, but didn't really know what he was doing.
My fingernails were too long, and anyway.
Whoa!
So I couldn't, or they weren't long enough, so I couldn't get the stickers off.
No, because no.
It's just the stickers. It's just the stickers. I'm talking about the stickers.
No.
This is you're getting pretty aggro, aren't you, Smelly? Aggro with aglets,
I got
baby.
mad.
Mad aglet aggro.
So anyway.
So I didn't play it, and I'm a douche. And I know people are going to go, oh, this is Yoshi, typical stupid. He's just a hipster, and everybody else is playing the demo, so that's why he's not playing
Oh,
it.
yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's probably part of the that's probably the real reason.
Well, DogsDie, I can talk about the beginning of the demo, because I did create a character.
Okay, talk.
I created a character. And what you can do is create one, and you can decide to formulate his face in many different ways, similar to past Mass Effect games. Or you can just go with Shepard, because you're me and you want to get to the gameplay. But one of the things that struck me is go ahead and pick what kind of game you want to play.
Yeah, that was interesting.
If I remember right, the options were shooter, RPG.
Yeah, I read about
like
this.
Third-person racing, kart racing.
Yeah, they had the Mario Kart Shepard.
Yeah, like color matching, bubble pop. Shepherd bubble.
The blue
pop.
shell is actually just Liara. You just throw her at people.
You just throw Liara. Yeah.
She's a big blue shell. That was even though I didn't play it, I want to just say that I go the Smelly Pirate route when it comes to character creation.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Shepard, as he looks, is the character in the game. I don't want to make some other Shepard. In fact, I'm going to come out as saying I'm staunchly against people who modify the original Shepard. And this is kind of part of what I don't like about the way that Mass Effect has gone, because I like the idea of it being character driven. But then if it's like a different Shepard, it's like, that's not really Shepard. That's just some douchebag you created poorly with a character creator.
Right.
And so, like, I just say stick with the guy. He's the guy in the commercials. He's the man, like, that's Shepard. Your other guys that you make are not Shepard. So, whatever. That's my little rant on Shepard.
Agreed. I'm with you. Now, is this the 3 different games play styles? Is that going to be in the game itself, or is that just for the demo?
Yeah, nope, it's in the game.
It is.
Interesting. So if you don't want to look, if you're not Mantooth, right, which no one but he is, that's a fact. There's some logic.
It's science.
Drop logic right about now. So you could choose, like, minimize the cutscenes, basically. I want to shoot stuff.
Is that the only difference between shooter and story?
When I looked at it, it said that was one of the big differences, is that it's a lot more of the bang bang shoot.
Right.
When I was reading about the 3 different modes, it was interesting to me because it almost seemed like, how do I put this? That, like, they wanted a mode that was for the, like, even more explicitly for the Gears of War crowd. That they kind of, like, they dipped into that, and I've been very vocal about how much they copied Gears of War for Mass Effect 2. But it seems to me that there are some people that, like, BioWare's put themselves in a bad position because they had this big, strong cult following with Mass Effect 1, and then Mass Effect 2 is the mainstream title. And it seems like they're trying to please both sides here by giving you the options. And I kind of, grudgingly applaud them for doing that.
I agree.
Because, like, let people play the game the way they want to. If I want to play it the slow and plodding way that Mass Effect 1 plays out, that would be nice. I appreciate that. So I appreciate the fact that they would do this.
With DVDs and movies, then, would you be opposed to let the viewer watch the movie they want to watch it? Meaning, have the option on a DVD to remove nudity, to edit the movie down to, like, a PG-13, so I can watch Departed and such?
Well, it depends on what standpoint you're asking me from. Because from a
Christ-centered gamer.
From a Christ-centered gamer, yeah.
Well, I mean, I have here's the difference. I think if internally say Scorsese makes a movie and he says you have 3 options of the way to watch it, and you choose one of those options, I'm cool with that because that's what BioWare is doing. They're taking their own piece of art and saying, here are your choices.
Got it. Okay.
I don't like the idea of a piece of art that's already out there then being censored in a certain way so it's digestible to certain people. I say if you don't want to digest those parts, don't do the whole piece of art. I'm not like, this is my philosophical view on a day-to-day basis. If, say, for example, Smelly Pirate wants to listen to a clean version of Watch the Throne, I have no opposition to that in a pragmatic basis. But from a philosophical basis, I don't like the idea of art being censored. I feel like if you don't like what's in the art, then don't deal with it. Don't watch it or listen to it.
Fair enough.
If the artist themselves is giving you the choice, it's a different thing. Boom.
Cool.
So if Jay-Z didn't release an edited version, there would be we'd have beef.
If Jay-Z explicitly came out and said this edited version is not my doing, it's just because they want to make more money, the record companies or whatever, but he's kind of the master of his own domain there, right? Doesn't he get to make these choices?
Yeah.
And since he's saying, here, you have this choice, then sure, I have no problem with it. My problem would be if, an outsider company came in and censored a movie or song and then said, people said, well, that's changing the content of the art. I'll give you a stupid...
What if I censor it myself?
Well, then you're doing whatever you want. I don't think you're getting the... I just don't think that a company should be able to profit off that censorship.
Okay. I see.
Like, I mean, I'll give you a good example. Like, my wife's reading this book to her kindergartners or fourth graders, that's what it is. And it's like a classic kids book, whatever. It has a couple of scenes in there where the boy gets drunk accidentally because he takes care of monkeys or whatever. And she's like, oh, I'm not going to read these 2 chapters because it might, like, get me in trouble with the parents. And, like, I was kind of, I'm going to let it slide. But philosophically, cutting 2 chapters out of a book, to me, feels very disgusting,
right?
Like from artistic standpoint. So, we're talking about consumer art versus like what is art, and maybe I'm being too pretentious about it, but I just really feel like if an artist puts out a piece of work,
18, 19, 20.
He brought it back up. I tried to talk as fast as I could through that first part. You're asking a complex question too. You're not asking a simple question. You're asking a question about censorship, which is a huge problem.
Well, let me sew up that topic, and we'll get back to video games by saying if I hear of any boom out there that happened to edit our show to have less or more poop related content, I'm going to go aglet all over you fools.
Because this is our art, man.
This is our art.
Agreed.
All right, go back to the game, DogsDie.
You're getting Smelly's aggro right now.
That's right.
Get us back on target.
Well, okay, so Mass Effect 3. I want to talk specifically about the multiplayer demo. I did play through the entire single-player demo as well, but the multiplayer demo. The demo that I played, or at least the mode that I played, was very akin to...
Yes.
Yeah. Was very akin to a horde mode, where you have different waves of enemies coming at you, and you're with 3 of your other friends trying to defeat them. But they make it all Mass Effect-y. So you have, like, if you die, you have the music play, and so it feels really Mass Effect. That was a pretty good representation, right?
And that was, yeah. Let me ask you this about the gameplay, even though I'm not trying to spoil myself. When you use your powers, do they refill all at once or one at a time? Like, say if I use Biotic Lift, then do I have to wait for everything to recharge before I can use, say, Push?
I'll have to go in there, but I think when I did it, it was individually.
Because if they've gone back to individually, they've solved one of the big complaints I had about Mass Effect 2, which is that you can use a power, then you have to wait for them all to power up. I loved, and this is why Mass Effect 1 was more like KOTOR, is because you could stack up the different things that you wanted to use. Like, okay, I'm going to use lift, then I'm going to use push, then I'm going to use overload, then I'm going to shoot the guy in the face. It's like you could like set up a series of things you were going to do, whereas with Mass Effect 2 it was kind of more of a, run and gun style. You just go in,
sure,
you use your power, you shoot for a while, you use another power, you shoot for a while. It's like, so I was hoping they would bring that back. So
I wish I could answer more definitively for you, but I'm pretty sure that I was using one power and then the other one, and then the cooldowns were separate. But I could be mistaken. But I'm pretty sure that's what was happening.
Well, someone will correct us either way.
Yes, true. What I'm most excited about the multiplayer was it's not just wave after wave of enemies. They'll do one wave of enemies, and then the next thing is an objective thing. For example, you have to go activate these 4 areas. And you have to go over to the computer and activate the area, and that's the next wave as enemies are trying to kill you. And so it's not just wave after wave of enemy. There's a lot of different objective-based things.
Oh, that's good.
Other of them are, there's a specific enemy target you need to take out. And so you try to run around and get to them, and the enemies are kind of positioning themselves to protect that one person type of thing. And what they've done is they've taken the RPG element from the single player, and they've brought it into the multiplayer. So as you go through these waves, you're gaining experience points, and you're leveling up, and you're spending that to improve your biotics or whatever, your different skills. So you actually choose a class, Adept, Sentinel, whatever it is, bring that into the multiplayer version of it, level up your skills themselves to become more powerful, and it feels exactly like you would be leveling up in the single-player game. That got me really, 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 really excited.
I like
which
that.
was.
I mean, that's the big thing for multiplayer games now, is adding on this component of what people like about RPG progression. And I would say that, obviously Gears of War 3 did a good job with that, with the building and horde mode of different defenses and getting the experience points on unlocking things. And, Call of Duty did that really well off the bat. And this makes me happy to hear, because the thing is about Mass Effect is, I've been vocally saying I want it to be a one-player experience. If the multiplayer is completely separate from the one-player experience, as you're describing, that's perfect how to handle it. I think the two need to be separated, and I love that.
Oh, they are.
I mean, they're separate, yet they're bringing in elements from the single-player campaign, so I'm not philosophically opposed to that, whereas, I don't like the idea, and I don't even know if this is a feature of the game. I would hate if you're playing online and people can jump in and play as Garrus or something along your side. I don't want any of that. I want my Mass Effect experience to be very purely single player.
That wasn't part of the demo. Whether that is in the final version, I'm sure that info is already out, whether that's in there or not.
Yeah,
but,
I'm sure too.
Although if there was an exclusively Miranda versus Jack, a whole team full of Mirandas deathmatch, that might be kind of cool.
And there's a specific
for totally different reasons.
Yeah, there's a Lake Los Caneros mud stomping level with just Jack and Miranda.
Speaking of inside jokes.
Speaking of jokes that only 3 of us will get.
Exactly. One other thing in the multiplayer that I will get to that I thought was nice is as you unlock these, once you get 5 headshots, you get a little medal or whatever. You don't only get an XP boost, but you actually get credits, and you can spend those credits on packs. So they have the recruit pack.
I've always wanted to go to PAX.
You just open a pack of baseball cards as you buy it with your Mass Effect 3 credits.
Exactly. So, unfortunately, the Mass Effect 3 packs don't have any 24-year-old bubblegum, but they do have new weapons. They have weapon modifiers. They have little stim packs to up your health in the middle of the battle and stuff like that. So, I mean, I am very excited. At first, I was like,
I just want to unlock Fernando Valenzuela as one of my cohort, and then I just want to imagine what his loyalty quest would be. You will go to Mexico for me, and you will get these things.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the.
You'd have to be a drug mule or something as the loyalty quest.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Rick Honeycutt DLC.
You have to go and find 3 balloons of Coke and fit them in your anal rectum area.
Your anal rectum.
Your anal rectum. Well, I have a defect. I have rectums in both my armpits.
Anal rectum. I almost killed him.
Anal killed him.
Episode show title: Anal Rect.
Apostrophe. Yeah, totally. I'm with you.
That's there. For sure. Now, that would be a perfect moment to transition, but I need you guys to help me. You guys being, the 2 of you can help, but I really need the Boombas out there to help me with choosing what console or what platform to buy Mass Effect 3 on.
You got a little choked up right there on the word console. You're like, console. It got very sad. This is a heart-wrenching decision for you.
This will be, without a doubt, the number 1 hardest decision of platform for me.
I can tell you right now the answer, though.
I can, too.
Okay, and I can probably argue against whatever you say, so go ahead, Yoshi. What do you think?
What I'm going to say is this. You have stated on Twitter and elsewhere, I'm just going to say the and elsewhere part to make it sound like I have more sources because it's only Twitter, that the game runs better on your console. It's better. It's smoother, etc., right?
Console? What do you...
sorry, your computer.
Yes.
On your PC, you said it's so smooth. It's like
it is.
Butter dripping from your anal rectum. It's amazing.
It's liquid herpes butter dripping from my anal rectum.
Oh my gosh, we are vile, and it's funny that none of that will have to get bleeped, but my F-bomb will get bleeped. Let's just throw that out there. So here's the thing. I'm coming from the perspective of I love Mass Effect. I love the universe. I love the one-player mode. I've played through the original 20 times, etc. Whatever looks best and plays best, that's the one you should go with. I know Smelly's going to say 360 because he's going to say more people will have it. You'll be able to play the co-op. Whatever. Who cares about that? I'm sure you'll be able to find people to play co-op with online if you really need to. But the core rewarding experience of Mass Effect is going to be the single-player campaign and wrapping up Shepard's story. So go with the high quality. That's my argument.
As happy as I am to have Yoshifett express my opinion for me, I might want to express it myself.
So we agree?
I know, we do agree. I am going to say Xbox 360. You were right about that, but not because...
That's not what I said.
Huh? Yes, you did.
No, I was saying he should play it on his computer.
No, I'm saying you were right about my opinion, but you're wrong about why it's my opinion. Yes. No, I think
Oh, I know. I get it. Okay.
I think you should get it on 360 simply for out of respect for the fact that Mass Effect was born on the 360. That's where it belongs, I think. Even if it looks slightly better on your much smaller screen, and you can be geeked out about the fact that you're playing it on the rig that you built yourself.
That's a really weak argument. That's a super weak argument.
No, that. In fact, that's such a strong argument that makes me change my argument, and it makes me feel angry. It's like when someone outflanks you. He just out-hipstered me. He was like, "I'm gonna go. Oh, you're such a Mass Effect fan, Yoshi. Blah blah blah." Where was Mass Effect born? On the 360. Where'd you play first? On the 360. Oh, that's such a good
That's
argument.
where Mass Effect belongs.
No, I know, but what if Killzone, let's say they released Killzone 4. Am I going to buy Killzone 4 on the PS3 because...
You're not going to buy it at all.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Why would you buy Killzone 4? Have you played Killzone 1, 2, or 3?
I played 2. It sucked.
No, the purity of your argument is amazing.
Uncharted 4. If they took Uncharted 4 and put it on the 360, I'm not going to say, well, I got to get it on my PS3 because it came on the PS3. No, I'm going to say...
You didn't like Uncharted 2 either. You're not going to get that game either. Pick a game you like.
Shut up. Your argument is flawed. Okay, the show. If the show came out on the 360, I would get it on the 360. I don't care that it originally came out.
I agree with that, but I don't think Mass
Sony.
Effect and a sports game are comparable.
You can't genre block.
Yeah, you
just
can.
Genre cock blocked me. You can't do that.
No, you have to do that because like Mass Effect is arguably the greatest science fiction universe that anyone's come up with since George Lucas. A lot of people have made that argument. A lot of people have made the argument that it's better. I will not go that far. But to say that it's comparable to the show, that makes no sense to me. They're totally different genres. The show just updates what they do every year. It's like Madden, except for it's the baseball equivalent.
Okay, so Final Fantasy. Anyone that played Final Fantasy off of a Nintendo console is an idiot. Because it originally came out on Nintendo.
Right. That was my argument for years, in fact. Because I only played Final Fantasy 1 through 3 on Nintendo consoles. When they switched to Sony, I felt like they betrayed me and stabbed me in the back, so I didn't play any Final Fantasy games after that.
DogsDie, you're losing track of the soul of video games. You're getting caught up in this corporate scheme, and you're just playing right into their little commercial hands.
The man is just all about you. The man is all over your aglets.
Where's the loyalty? It's like you had this beautiful white wireless controller in your hand, and you're going to jump over to my little mouse and keyboard because it looks slicker on my hot little screen.
Stop talking like Ben Stiller from Night at the Museum.
Here's the biggest flaw in Smelly's argument.
I
have the biggest flaw in Smelly Pirate's argument. It's kind of a twofold flaw because the flaw stems from the fact that I should have been the one making that argument because you don't like Mass Effect. You don't like the original Mass Effect.
No, but I can still acknowledge that other idiots do.
But that's no, because you only you got into Mass Effect 2 and you're like, oh, whatever, I don't even care about Mass Effect 1. So how can you be arguing about the purity of the game if you've never have you even played all the way through Mass Effect 1?
Yoshi, no, I have. Of course I haven't. I got stuck in an elevator for 15 minutes. No, the counter argument to your idiot argument is I love my church. I love my religion. I believe in Jesus. But I recognize that there are certain people out there that don't believe in Jesus that believe very strongly in their religion, and I love those people. I think that they're great people, and I totally respect their belief in their religion.
Yeah, but I just think that's very hypocritical, not the religion part. I love that. That's all great. Let's hug each other and everything. But the other part you said about this is not comparable because you fell in love with Mass Effect 2. And that's the sanctity you're trying to protect is of a game you don't even like.
I underestimated your hipsterness. Shoot.
You outflanked my hipsterness by bringing up this argument.
No, but then you overhipped me.
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna say, oh well, you have to play because Mass Effect 2, the game you actually like, that was not exclusive to the 360.
It was for like a year. It was when I played it.
Mass Effect 2. Well, okay, yeah, but still, it wasn't. It's not a Xbox 360 game. You can't really call it that at this point.
Okay, I'm just saying I would not, and I'm being serious here. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I wouldn't feel uncomfortable. I wouldn't get diarrhea if I tried to do this, but I wouldn't feel comfortable playing MLB 12, the show, or 13, or whatever year, the show, on a 360 controller. I wouldn't feel okay playing Mass Effect on a PS3 controller just because that's where it was born.
See, I don't get that at all. I get the Mass Effect argument. I totally agree with that part of the argument, by the way, except for the fact that you don't like Mass Effect, so it kind of renders the argument null and void. But I hate that you're comparing sports games because you can easily switch back from consoles. Like, who cares what console you play Madden on, for example? Like, I switched over to playing Madden on the PS3 because my friends were starting a league on the PS3. It doesn't matter. Like, those sorts of games there's no, like, deep-seated integrity to those games that, like, a game like
No, it's not about sports games or not. For me, it's about exclusivity. There's something romantic to me about an exclusive franchise on a given console.
I'll kind of give you that.
I'm playing the host card. We got to move on.
That was one of those spirited debates we've had in ages, though. That was good.
I know. Well, we're 40 minutes into the show, and we're on the first topic.
Next topic.
It was a great topic.
Do you want to do arbitrarily speaking real quick?
Yeah, I mean, we're in arguing mode.
We can do it.
I'm ready to argue with Smelly. Come on, let's go. Let's go, bro. Come at me.
So explain the segment, DogsDie. We haven't ever officially said what arbitrarily speaking is.
I'm going to
It's
button
true.
up my shirt for this.
Arbitrarily speaking is a segment of the show where we take a video game topic and we assign that video game topic to one of our hosts. They will be debating another host who has to defend against that video game argument with a non-video game argument.
Got it.
Does that make sense? I described that
It doesn't even make sense to me, but
Complicated
I
as
figure
possible.
I'll go along with it and figure it out as I go.
Right.
That's my goal.
Aglet.
Sure. We are going to we're going to stay with the Mass Effect 3 genre here. I'm going to give Mass Effect the series to Yoshifett. He's going to debate the Mass Effect series in general against Smelly Pirate. Rick Santorum's been in the news a whole lot lately. So we're going to give Smelly Pirate contraception is going to be his topic that he must debate.
I thought I was going to get to pontificate on Santorum.
Well, specifically contraception and Rick Santorum's beliefs in contraception.
Speaking of anal rectums,
Smelly Pirate, you may begin with your attack and defense of contraception, but your attack on Mass Effect 3 using contraception.
oh my gosh, I'm going to use the Iron Trojan attack first for 10 hit points.
It's very effective.
That has I think a 99.7% chance of success.
I think
I did not get my saving roll on that one, so I get hit with it. Full damage.
Oh man.
How do we even do this? This doesn't even make sense to me, but go ahead.
Contraception is better than Mass Effect, the franchise. Yeah, I'll just give my first, and maybe my only point since we're running out of time. Nothing has enabled me to enjoy my marriage with my wife more than contraception. Certainly not Mass Effect.
Certainly not.
Mass Effect has done nothing to increase the frequency with which my wife and I are wife and I. And contraception has greatly.
I have the counter argument.
That's a strong argument. You have the counter argument, Mass Effect.
Already. Okay. So I have it on a good source that the founders of BioWare, the night that they were conceived, all individually, they were about to have sex. The let's say the parents of the founders of BioWare were about to have sex.
I already question your sources.
These parents told me confidentially that they were going to use contraception, a condom, in fact. At the last minute said, nah, forget it. Don't need the condom. Threw the condom out. BioWare is born. Mass Effect is born. So without not using contraception, we wouldn't even have Mass Effect or KOTOR or Dragon Age or any of the other great games that BioWare has made. So contraception is bad and Mass Effect is good.
Wow. I would like to point out that he just used Dragon Age as an argument for why the Mass Effect universe is good.
Well, he did leave out Dragon Age 2 and KOTOR 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I left out the games that BioWare made that sucked. Although BioWare technically didn't make KOTOR 2. That's Obsidian's disaster. So, whatever. I like blaming Obsidian for everything. I'm like the dude who blames Obama for everything, but it just inserted Obsidian. Because they screw up all franchise I like.
Oh, I blame Obsidian for when the condom broke and my wife got pregnant.
All right, Boomites, that's your argument. You have to go down to our show thread on BigRedBarel.com.
Yeah, whose side are you on?
You got to see who did a better argument. We have Smelly Pirate with Contraception or Yoshi with the Mass Effect series. So check that out.
Pretty easy one this
exist.
week. We should keep score, I think. Across
We should keep
episodes.
score. Right now we're at zeros. 0, 0, 0. 0, 0,
Now,
0.
can I concede that one already because of the mumbling way that I set up the premise? Can I just concede it to Smelly Pirate and say, no, he did a better job?
All right, everybody. Well, we don't have a whole lot of time left, so we got to get down to business. We're going to go to shout-outs. We'd like to shout out a bunch of people. Smelly's going to do the iTunes shout-outs. I'm going to actually shout out everyone that has posted on our first thread of the week. Our first episode's thread. We're not going to do this every week, but this first one. Quite appropriately, Tamarin Laz was the first person, apart
great.
from myself, to
Greatest guy.
post on that. I love that guy. So Tamarin Laz, Cobberweb TS, M Taylor 05, Tita, Mahana, Raj, OT Rariar, Bomber 07, Phoenix, Dean Bidler, Chewbacca, which is the best. I love that.
Yeah.
Prime, Kezman, Fisherman, Drummer Gibbon, Cash235, Palmer Fan, Demon Fuzz, JLV, Rocky Killer, Fire Muncher, Deadpool Sky, Zombooth, Lowman 626, Shanghai 6, ooh, blast for the
Hey.
best. Tomini, Providence, Al Muad'Dib, Little Scared that he may be a terrorist, but Slap Happy Samurai, Stingo, Spoon, Jack of Hearts, Reikozu, Derma, who gave one of my favorite suggestions for what we call our fans Boom Booms. I like that one.
I like that.
Jai
I like
92.
Boombas.
Boombas is great. I like that
I'm
one
on
too.
Boombas.
Havoc 83, Barishal, Tom the Guitar Guy, Koozie, Tardy Moments, Captain Hindsight, another fantastic one, and Assorted Porpoise, and that's another good one. So good job, guys. Thank you. Shout out to you. Oh, also a shout out to Dame Judi Dench, who is going blind. May she be full of sight. Go ahead, Smelly.
She's really going blind?
Yeah, she's going
They have to
blind.
read the scripts to her now, unfortunately.
Yeah, her son and her daughter and her agent read the scripts to her.
Can I start off FUs this week?
To blindness or
Yes,
retinal degeneration.
exactly.
Yeah, they call it macular degeneration.
You're macular, right. That's
Here's
the right
here's a
term.
couple iTunes ones, folks.
Science boy.
Boom Booms. Major Cashew, 5 stars. I love this show because of reasons. Dirty Dog 22 says this show is now even more Raven. That's great.
These are great reviews.
These are good reviews.
Keep them up, guys. These are making me laugh.
Here's 3 in a row. Corey was here 1212, said glad you guys are back, and I like the new old show. And I guess let's see what else we've got. Magna Cane wrote us a little poem, I think. Yeah. Oh, it is. I have to read it. It's in an iambic pentameter. This show is sarcastic sometimes, at least. The songs are fun, but could be better made. I can't tell apart DogsDie and Smelly. The best part of the show are weekly words. I often use the Thug Speak of the Week. They should discuss Star Wars much more often. Yoshi loves iambic pentameter.
He was pretty close. There were some breaks there, but that's okay because even Shakespeare broke off from iambic pentameter
See?
occasionally.
As with Magna Cane.
This
so
guy
with
has
Shakespeare.
mastered the form, so he can now transcend it, much like Soul Calibur.
Right. AC Ellaby, 5 stars. And finally, we got a 1-star review from a gentleman named Sir Fidgeon, who, in spite of his fairly cool name, was not impressed by our first episode. And DogsDie, didn't you prepare something for us?
I did. Quite appropriately, with this 1-star review, I wanted to show everyone kind of what I thought about and how I pictured him saying this review as he typed it. So, here you go, guys. Enjoy. And now it is time for a smarmy reading of a douchey 1-star review. Same poop, different website. By Sir Fidgeon. Decided to try this show again after the move from SG. In the first 18 minutes, they talked for 10 minutes straight about pooping, stopping only to bring up boogers and earwax. Then they explained how they used pooping to hide from their wives and children. Then they played a song about pooping. Obviously, I'm not the demographic for the show. It must be targeted at the 9 to 14-year-old males of the internet. The boom in Big Red Barrel Boom must mean fart. Great job, guys. Keep up the awesome work. This has been a smarmy reading of a douchey 1-star review. Oh, you guys just have to look up Downton Abbey. Shh! Shut up. Please go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review so that we may make a less annoying segment for the show. Thanks, everybody. Yoshi, what does aglet mean? Or what is an
It's the little
aglet?
plastic thing at the end of your shoelace.
Oh, crap.
I love those things.
I know.
Those things are vital.
They did a whole big deal about that on Phineas and Ferb, like I said, and Candace thought it was really dumb, as usual, because she hates all Phineas and Ferb's ideas.
F you, Candace?
No, because she's an integral part of the show. And but yeah, an aglet's just a little thing that helps your lace go through your shoe. And you guys know that when your aglet breaks,
sucks.
You're out of you're done. You need new laces,
Sucks bad.
or else
Smelly and I know we had those green and black rollerblades when we were kids that didn't have aglets, and those were frustrating.
It's harsh. I wouldn't wish that on my worst anal rectum.
Yeah, well, aggro means in an MMO context, aggro is if the three of us are attacking a monster, whoever is dealing the most damage to that monster is going to have the monster's aggro, or the monster will be attacking the person who deals the most damage. They're also threat is another way of saying it. So that's what aggro is. So a common phrase in using aggro in MMOs is saying, "Oh, I have wife aggro, I have to go," and that's like an MMO joke. Your wife's mad. Your wife's mad that you're playing. Oh, I got wife aggro, gotta go.
Awesome.
I hate nerds.
Also, I have wife aggro, so we better stop.
Okay.
So
Also, F you Audacity for making us stop right now, or else we'll lose all the audio. So hurry up, Smelly Pirate.
All right, so I decided that for Take Me Outs, I'm going to be quoting somebody from our forum thread from the previous week.
perfect.
So,
Excellent.
here we go. Tomini says, the Big Red Barrel Boom. Can I suggest mixing it up and being moobs? However, a murder of moobs does sound like the genocide of chubby men.
Touche. Good choice.
You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.